NBA is about to witness an incredible rebound. In basketball, rebounding is a common part of the game. If a shot is made, possession of the ball will change, otherwise the defensive team can take possession. A player who tips in a missed shot on his own team's offensive end also receives a rebound. An offensive player or a defensive player can pick up a rebound. It's easy to see how an emphasis on rebounding would have a positive impact on win probability. Making rebounding a priority reduces your opponent's chances for second chances while increasing your own. Want to know about it in detail? Well, stay tuned till the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will talk about NBA is about to witness an incredible rebound. Meanwhile, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. That being done, let's start. This year's numbers don't show a very strong connection between rebounding and team success as a whole. According to NBA.com, the Indiana Pacers, Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, and Portland Trail Blazers all rank among the top 6 teams in the league when it comes to rebound rates. The connection between good rebounding and a good record would appear to be fairly strong if we stopped there. However, the Detroit Pistons, Chicago Bulls, Toronto Raptors, Memphis Grizzlies, and Detroit Pistons, all of whom have a season record below 500, are also among the top 10. When we look at the teams at the bottom of the rebound rankings, we notice that the Milwaukee Bucks, the NBA team with the lowest point differential per game, also have the lowest rebound rate. Finally, this has to be the illustration that demonstrates that rebounding is required to win games, despite having the fewest wins in the league. The Bucks consistently lose on the boards. The Miami Heat, back-to-back champions, who don't seem to care about getting missed shots, are right behind those awful Bucks. Although the Heat presents the most striking combination of impotence on the glass and dominance in the standings, they are not the only such example. LeBron James's team ranks 29th in the NBA rebound rate. In addition, the Dallas Mavericks and Atlanta Hawks, who are both currently in contention for the playoffs in their respective conferences, are two of the NBA's worst rebounding teams. The adage that rebounding leads to success may be a little out of date. It is, at the very least, a flawed theory. There are only a few things we can confidently say about the relationship between rebounds and wins based on what we have seen thus far this year. First, good rebounding does not appear to guarantee success. However, poor rebounding does not necessarily guarantee failure. The Heat demonstrates that quite clearly. However, of the league's 10 worst rebounding teams, only 3, the Mavs, Hawks, and Heat, have won more games than they have lost. Therefore, at the risk of being overly cautious, we can cautiously state that poor rebounding is more likely to result in defeats than it is in victories. But it's still early, given that our sample size is less than 1/4 of a season. It is risky to conclude trends, or any trends for that matter. We might get closer to a solution that is more satisfying if we focus on the Heat to determine how such a good team has achieved such success despite devaluing rebounds. First and foremost, Miami's playstyle naturally results in low rebounding numbers overall, since the Heat shoots the most field goals in the league. Their games always have fewer chances for rebounds, especially on offense. Boards do not result from made shots. Additionally, the Heat is one of the best teams in the league at making mistakes. Their trap-heavy, deliberately chaotic defense makes a lot of opponents turn the ball over, which also makes it harder for them to rebound. However, these stylistic realities on affection, counting numbers, and since we have been discussing rebounds in terms of rate, only percentages matter. To put it another way, Miami's style on both ends doesn't necessarily explain why it gets so few rebounds. Miami's poor rebounding performance is the direct result of a deliberate decision. The Heat's tendency to leak out in transition rather than sending multiple bodies to the boards and playing small so frequently both appear to be factors. If they wanted to, it seems like the Heat could come back stronger. After all, according to NBA.com, the Heat's rebound rate in James's first year in South Beach ranked 3rd in the NBA. Knowing that it would appear that the Heat's inability to recover is a choice that suggests Miami has discovered something it values more than preventing missed shots. The Miami Herald's Joseph Goodman says that the Heat head coach, Erik Spoelstra, doesn't hide his team's identity. Every night we do not have a rebound over double digits. This doesn't mean it's wrong or bad. This is what defines us. Miami's stylistic choice is not all that surprising when compared to a few teams that have recently achieved success. John Hollinger, the head of ESPN Analytics at the time, noted in 2012 that the Boston Celtics' offensive rebounding rate from 2011 to 2012 was the worst in the NBA history. The C's only grabbed 47.3% of the available boards that season, ranking 28th in the league. However, the 19.7% of defensive boards they obtained set a new NBA record. Those Celtics gave the soon-to-be-crowned Heat a pretty good run in the Eastern Conference Finals, despite that obvious statistical deficit. The Celtics' poor rebounding did not stop them from winning a lot of games. Perhaps Miami noticed something it liked about the Celtics' play. However, we are getting ahead of ourselves. It is too early to speculate whether the Heat adopted their current playstyle by studying Boston. The Celtics' ability to rebound effectively informed fans about the team's priorities is more important. For a team of Boston's age and sluggishness, it was essential to limit opponents' opportunities for a transition. Boston wanted to defend. As a result, the C's decided to return after giving up on the offensive glass. The Celtics deliberately chose to ignore the well-known advantages of offensive rebounding because of their personnel. These advantages are obvious, and the most significant one has already been discussed. At close range, more high-percentage chances are created when you chase down your misses. In addition, the Portland Trail Blazers of this year is demonstrating that offensive rebounds also result in a lot of wide-open three-point shots. Take note of how frequently the Blazers produce excellent long-range looks as defenders rush to recover from the paint, and out to the arc as you watch Robin Lopez recover a missed shot. It was not worth it for the Celtics to have more chances to attack. They wanted to put an end to transition attacks on the opposite side. However, David Berry of Wages of Wins concluded in 2012 that crashing the offensive glass might not be as detrimental to good defense as many people believe. I won't go into the math, but here's what he concluded. To put it another way, you need to get offensive rebounds if you want to win. Before I wrap up, let me point out that offensive rebounds aren't the only thing on the list. Additionally, a team may win despite not being particularly adept at capturing offensive rebounds. For instance, when the ball is going into the basket, teams that shoot well don't have to worry about getting offensive rebounds. Having said that, it doesn't appear that grabbing offensive rebounds hurts defenses. Therefore, it seems like a good idea to have someone on your team grab those rebounds if they are available. The 2011-12 Chicago Bulls are one of the best pieces of evidence to support Berry's theory. According to NBA.com, that team topped the league in both offensive rebound rate and defensive rating. According to Berry's conclusion, good defense and offensive boards are not mutually exclusive. That theory was demonstrated by the Bulls. The pursuit of offensive boards is essential for winning teams. In addition, they ought to make every effort to stop rebounds on the defensive end. However, the NBA does not operate in a vacuum. The personnel of each team determines which tactic is most appropriate. In the case of the Heat, it is abundantly clear that sometime between the 2010-11 and 2011-12 seasons, they concluded that certain factors were more likely to assist them in winning than rebounding. Miami made sense to play small, wreak havoc on defense, and initiate as many fast breaks as possible. The Heat gave up the traditional big men who would result in more offensive boards and gave up the floor balance that leads to effective defensive rebounding to do those things better. So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments down below. And that's all for today, guys. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.